If your ex is going to come back, they need to fully feel the consequences of their decision. And by consequences, I mean both the positive changes and the negative changes that'll take place in their life as a result of breaking up with you or a result of you breaking up with them because they cheated or took you for granted. I'm going to tell you what those consequences are and how you can make your ex feel the negative consequences to the max, baby. But first, welcome back, my beautiful no contact army. This is Lucia with the Art of Love. Have you been a good little soldier? Well, if you have, then you've downloaded my app Silencio to help you in your no contact journey. It's available in both Android and iPhone, and the link is underneath every single video and podcast. And if you too would like to join our no contact army, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and you're in. And to read our manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com, where you can read 2 free chapters before you purchase the book. Okay, so first I'll start off with the positive ones, which you're not going to want to hear. But don't worry, we have some negative ones coming up. Okay, so one positive consequence of the breakup for them is freedom, of course, and less obligations. So now they're free to date others, which, yeah, I know you don't want to hear. Okay, I understand. And no more obligations to you, unless, of course, you have children or a business together or something like that. Then we have no more fights and drama, if there was fights and drama. Usually there is. And you want to keep fighting to a minimum in your relationships because fighting lowers interest level. Yes, there's always going to be issues, and you want to discuss and negotiate issues as calmly as possible, as much as possible. Yes, I know people in love, their emotions get the best of them. They get triggered. They fly off the handle. This is why we meditate, so we can have calm adult discussions. Another consequence is relief, which is actually one of the stages that an ex goes through, that the dumper goes through after a breakup. And I did a whole video on that. So instead of explaining that, I'll just put the link to the video on YouTube in the upper right-hand corner. But yes, they are relieved that it's over. Obviously, they wanted it to be over or they wouldn't have broken up with you. So I know you don't want to hear that either, but yeah, they do feel relief. And then also they feel, no, that's it. So that's it for the positive. Here come the negatives. Okay, so negative. They feel guilty that they broke up with you, especially if they know that you're devastated and brokenhearted. And even if they didn't want to be with you anymore, if they loved you at some point, they will still feel guilty. Loneliness. They just lost their biggest fan and biggest supporter, someone who was a witness to their life and knew things about them and saw sides of them, both good and bad, that most people have not seen. Someone who knew them deeply and accepted them as they were. And they also lost the comfort that comes with being in a long-term relationship. And knowing that there's always someone home to go to and someone to talk to, especially if you had a bad day. And finally, always knowing that they always have a +1 and they don't have to attend events alone or with friends. That's one of the best benefits of having a relationship. Okay, embarrassment is a negative consequence. What do I mean by that? Well, they have to tell their friends and family that you're no longer together. So if you were together for any length of time, then they have to tell them, right? Obviously, if you just dated for a month or two, yeah, they don't even have to tell anybody. But if it's been a while, or even if you were engaged, then they got some splaining to do. So, and they may also have to explain themselves on social media if they were always posting about your relationship, because people are going to start noticing that you're gone and they're going to want answers. Because when you expose yourself on social media and your relationship, and suddenly your partner disappears, suddenly you're not posting you guys together as a couple, people are going to be like, where'd they go? What's going on? Why did you unfollow them? So that's why you should think twice about posting about your relationship on social media. Another consequence is an uncertain future. You had things planned with your ex, probably trips, maybe a business deal or a venture, renovations at home, events you were going to attend together, plans to get married. But now all that is out the window. And finally, we have everyone's favorite, physical and sexual deprivation. Unless, of course, they had someone on the side ready to go and they hop back on the scene, or they just get on dating apps. And otherwise, they're going to be without sex for a while and without intimacy and affection. So they won't be receiving those random hugs throughout the day, and they'll have to hug their pillow at night instead of you. Aw. So now that you know what these consequences are, how can we make your ex feel these consequences to the max? So let's start with the last one I mentioned, physical and sexual deprivation. So some people report that their ex contacts them and they just want to have sex. Don't you dare have sex with your ex if you want them back. That is not how you get them back. You're not going to get them back that way anyway. Don't make them turn you into a friend with benefits, or don't let them turn you into a friend with benefits. And if you have sex and then you never hear from them again, you're going to feel even worse than you did before, because someone who kicked you out of their life, you showed them that you have no self-respect or self-control, because even though they threw you out, you were still willing to have sex with them. So instead, the best thing to do would be to tease them online with sexy photos and videos, only if you usually post that kind of stuff. If you don't start, because they're going to know you're doing it on purpose. But if you do, feel free. There's an IG model that I follow, and she always posts sexy photos. But then one day I noticed that her posts were extra sexy, like really sexy. I'm like, uh-oh, I sense a breakup. And indeed, I looked at her page and yep, the boyfriend was gone. So either he broke up with her or she had to break up with him because he cheated or did something. I mean, that's my assumption. Obviously, I don't know. And so she felt the need to be like, oh, yeah, you're breaking up with me. Well, I'm going to show you what you're missing. Here's this. And then there's this. And then there's this. Or you cheated on me. How dare you? I am the better woman. Look at this. But now she's married to someone else, so all's well that ends well. And by the way, if you are finding this helpful, then be sure to give it a like so we help our little friend, the YouTube algorithm, tell more people that this is a video they should watch. And then it's a win-win for everyone. Thank you. So in terms of embarrassment, when mutual friends or members of their family ask about the relationship, instead of crying to them about how miserable you are about the breakup, you're just going to say that, yeah, you agree with the breakup and you're doing great and you got this going on, you got that going on, and you're going on this trip and you're losing weight and you're going to the gym and everything you have to look forward to. And if your ex isn't doing so well and they're not moving on or they're not leveling up, they're going to look like an idiot for breaking up with you. It's like, what? Are you kidding me? You broke up with her? You broke up with him? Are you stupid? Do not be tempted to pour your heart out to any mutual friends or members of their family. You're going to be tempted. I know you. Because that is a form of breaking no contact. Obviously, it's going to get back to your ex, and they will have the reassurance that they can get you back if they want you, and they will therefore not feel the consequences of the breakup. So you have to put on an act worthy of an Oscar. The end justifies the means. And in terms of an uncertain future, this is where you're showing that you're moving on with your life, you're leveling up, and then eventually as time passes, you pull the jealousy card and show them that you're dating. And this will definitely enforce the consequence of an uncertain future, because now they have no idea if they can get you back if they change their mind or if they don't hurry up and contact you. So the less your ex knows about your feelings for them, the more worried they will be that you're going to get away if they change their mind. Because remember, when someone breaks up with you, as I said in my very first video, how to easily get your ex back, no one is ever 100% certain. There's always some doubt, but they're at least 51% certain. Otherwise, they would not have broken up with you. And also, if you had plans together to go to a concert or a wedding or whatever, don't go. They don't get to break up with you and then also still have you as their plus one. Let them find someone else to go with. They probably won't have as much fun as they would have had with you during the event and afterwards. Now, sometimes it is strategically advantageous to go. However, you don't know whether you fall into that category or not, because I am thinking as I'm saying this, there have been instances where my clients, they had events coming up with the ex and I told them to go. It depends on a lot of different factors. So if you're in that situation, I would suggest you do a coaching call or even a coaching email so that you can see if perhaps you are an exception. And then loneliness. So they need to feel the full force of the breakup by you not being there in any way, shape, or form. And of course, you know the way to do that is to disappear and do no contact. They can't miss you, as I always say, if you're still around or if you're responding to their breadcrumbs. They need to fully feel the consequences of the breakup, and only then will they decide that they made a mistake and want you back, baby. So now I want to hear from you. How long have you been in no contact, and how's it going? And in the meantime, if you'd like my help to get your ex back, contact me at theartoflove.net and we will send you the rates. The direct link is below every single video and podcast. The rates are not on the site. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. If you're listening to this as a podcast, please rate and review. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.